Hi everyone, this is Phoenix, and welcome to our first video on our Let's Play for Goldcrest Valley. I've just loaded into a new game. As you can see, it's 6:40 a.m. Uh, Now this is the starting area. So we've got seed and fertilizer, I believe that is over there. We've got a bit of storage shed, the house. One thing that I didn't actually, I was fascinated by this. I was trying to work out what it was. I believe it's nothing. Okay, I thought you might have been able to do something with this. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our equipment laying around doing nothing, so we'll get the harvester going. Okay, attach that, unfold it, and we're just going to get the worker going off in this for the time being. I'm actually going to change that volume because that is very loud. It's better. And we're going to... No, we're not going to do any baling here. Turn that off. Button. Sort it. Alright, so let's get that going. Now that okay, the combine's right. Okay, we've got to set the cultivator going as well. There's no front weight, obviously it doesn't need one. Okay, so we've got cultivator going and the sowing machine now. Oops, better hook that up first. Now I assume it's wheat. We've got wheat in the other field. I believe that would be wheat. Field 14. Actually, let's just check that. Field 14, canola. Oh no, field 15 is wheat, yes. That was canola that we're cultivating. So we're not going to plant wheat. Do you change? Used to be... Oh, okay, maybe we are just going to do wheat because I have no idea how to change the seed. Interesting one. Interesting texture there. As you can see, it barely changes. It's a lot more realistic. Because, yeah, a little bit of realism there. Obviously, in FS17, it went, like, the soil went like a darker colour and looked a lot neater. This certainly a lot more realistic, so it's cool. Okay, so the combine has done a couple of runs. It's got nearly nothing. The cultivator's going. Okay. Not that it really needs to be empty just yet. It's very loud. What we might do to give our farm a bit of a kickstart, I'm actually just going to leave that there and tab over to the pickup now. I'm going to go and look for a mission to do. What do we got? We'll go and look at field 19. That's nice and close. Providing I can... Yep, okay, get rid of that. Scoot along in the pickup. So while the workers are going on that, we will go and help out our neighbour. I assume... I don't really know what the process is with the... it's probably going to be either cultivating or fertilising. It's over this one here, field 24. Oh, no missions, okay. What about over there? Oops, we'll just run over there, we won't drive across the road. Looks like sunflower, very cool. Here we go. Fertilising. Hey, I don't suppose you've got some extra time on your hands to fertilise a field for me, do you? I totally forgot about my daughter's game today. It's the first time starting in goal, and my wife will have my height if I don't get there to loop her in on a video call. If you can do it for 3,700, you'd be really doing me a solid. All right, let's have a go at that. It's 51 for the field. Spraying won't take long. So here we are. We're in the Case Puma. It's a tractor I actually used a fair bit back in FS17. I don't know how wide this is. I assume it's relatively wide. Does it unfold again? Certainly does. Okay, so we'll help out a good old farmer neighbour. It's not a bigger field than I thought it was. But if we do this relatively quickly, get a time bonus as well. Get some nice starting capital. As you can see in the top right corner, that timer left, and we're cruising through the completion rate very nicely. Just make sure we get as much of that field as possible. Oops, and we're missing some over here. That's right, we'll come back for that if we missing too much. I like the inside of the Puma. Sure, okay, I'm overlapping myself very much, so I'm not really doing a good job here. You can see the level there. We'll just finish this run anyway. Well, at least we're not missing any spots. It's a plus sign. Interesting point with the fertilizer. In FS17, you actually fertilize in 3 different stages, so which is kind of cool to maximize your crop yield. So it's a very nice touch. One of the days where you just fertilized once and then forgot about it. Never had to do it again. Oh. Okay, this field's on a bit of an angle as well. Got that cut out there, so let's make sure we're getting all of that, which we are. Yeah, so you fertilise in 3 stages. So you fertilise before any growth, fertilise on the first stage, then you fertilise on the second stage, and that gives you an additional 90% yield. Also important, you do actually have to plough your fields now. After every 3rd harvest, you need to plough it to maintain an additional 10%. So providing you do 3 rounds of fertilising and a plough every 3rd harvest, you double your yield of your crops. So it's very important. I don't think we're lapping ourselves too much there, are we? We're fine. So yes, that's another good aspect. There's also... Ooh, we go too far. The other thing is they've added in oil radish. I think it's oil radish. And what that does is acts as a fertilizer. So you sow that down after a harvest, goes through its first growth phase, and you just cultivate it into the soil and that acts as a fertilizer, so it's a relatively cheap version to get going. So we're all done there. Ooh, look at that time bonus, 3,000. So for about, what was that, 5 minutes of work, we got 6.5k, 7k, 6,700. So a little bit of starting bonus there. And I don't think, oh yes they did, the workers actually kept working. Very convenient of them. Just empty the combine. I didn't actually have a look when we tabbed through. I assume it would be nearly full. Only a very small combine. Whoops. Very small combine. Not that we have huge fields. I believe our biggest field is field 12, which is being sowed at the moment. So it won't take too long for the combine to go through. Okay, so I'm just going to take this opportunity to run this. Oh, it's right here. I was going to say run it over to the tip point, but it is just here. Ooh, silos. These silos are for temporary storage of your commodities. Drive over the unloading spot with a full trailer and unload its contents. The symbol is displayed on the right as soon as you're in position and start unloading. To retrieve a commodity from storage, position the trailer on the pipe on the other side. Yes, that's same thing as normal. I do like the tip points. Everyone I've seen is actually raised up on a ramp like this. Now the other, I like this change. You can actually change where it tips, because in FS17 you can tip anything anywhere. Like we could just tip this grain on the shed to the right, or on the ground, or on the road if we really wanted to. So you've got to choose the correct tip. We're going to use tip the back, but if you push the U button, you can see it changing. So we've got the grain door. Tip right, back, tip side, yeah. So we'll just tip back for now and unload. Oops. Right, okay. And there's a new button for unload. You can actually disconnect it. It's an interesting change. I'm not sure why that went ahead, but just drive through the shrubbery. Interesting change indeed. Looks like the we're gonna have a little while on the over there on the cultivator. What we need, I don't believe we have one, is a fertilizer. Speaking of which, there's nothing over in that shed over there. We've got fertilizer, but no actual unit, so we'll shoot to the store and we will buy one of them while we're not doing much. I'm also getting ready. Now the store is right. It would be handy if we could use the pickup to shoot to the store and collect things, but it'd be a lot quicker. This was a case, was it? Yes, it is. An older case, a 1455. I believe we have two of these tractors at various ages. I don't know which one's the older one. This looks newer, but purely cosmetic. The shop's up right at the end. Nice scenery here in Goldcrest Valley. Have we driven past it? Oh, still coming. think that's there, just coming up on the left. Okay. We don't actually own a plough either. Interestingly enough, that we were mentioning it. We don't need one yet. I'll get one later on. We'll do it next harvest. We'll plough the fields, I think. Now we need fertilizer. Got the spray unit. We just rent something. About fertilizer. 12-meter one only holds 700. That might be all we need for the time being. We could go for the future, 24. What's the lease like on it? 30 per day, 1400. Yeah, that's not terrible. We might just lease this. It's 3,000 off the top, but that's okay. We'll lease it. So how it works is it costs you 3,000 straight up, but for every hour we operate, it's an additional 1400, and it's only 280 per day. So fertilizing, you don't really use it all that much because not on our small fields. It's not going to cost us a massive amount. It's only the daily costs. So let's take this back to the field. Oops, took out the sign. There that goes. Welcome back, guys. And yes, I've just jumped ahead a little bit. Just finishing off this field of the wheat. As you can see, it's not coming in all that fast. Purely and simply, the starting field, and to my knowledge, they're never fertilized. Okay. Pipe is on the right, I believe. That's not going to be enough to fill this trailer. Oops. Okay, guys, it's not on the right, by the way. Okay, you can just see it there. I can't see a huge view in the back, but you can see it empty there. What we'll do is we'll take the trailer over and I'll just, oops, put this combine away. Over in the shed. And what we'll do is we'll probably take that load of grain and, or load of wheat I should say, and go and sell it. And I'll come back and fertilize these fields. Not very good vision. Okay. Still in that, yep it is. Now the silo's over there. Top the trailer up. We're good to go. Okay, now then we want to check the best price for wheat, which is Mary's farm. Okay, nothing like the furthest way to go, but that's all good. Now Mary's farm is way down south. Yes, it is. Down where the animals are. Very often you see a car get passed by a tractor, is it? Sunday drivers. Yes, we've just arrived up here at Mary's farm. I assume that field on the left is corn. Sorry, on the right is corn. Hi. We're getting a fair bit for this. Get there, 4,300. Not too bad. Okay, so we're on our way back. Bottom line is, we're not going to make a lot of coin this harvest. It's definitely going to be the next harvest after we get these 3 fields cultivated and sowed, ready for harvest. So I'll just drive back on down to the farm, and I'll probably take over one of them because I'll certainly do it a lot quicker and cheaper than one of the workers. So I'll continue on with one of their jobs now that we've done this. And yeah, so that brings us to the first episode of Goldcrest Valley. Is that my turn? Yes, it was my turn. We're going to drive all the way around this field now. Might even have a quick look. Actually, let's just before we finish up for the day, let's have a quick look. What's this mission here? If it's, I hope it's not cultivating that back into the soil, because that will take a little while. Fertilizing, okay. I just did a fertilizing one. I really want to do another one just at the moment. It's on the next one. That's probably fertilizing as well. That's a big field. Yeah, I think we might give that a miss, but see what it is. Just see what the mission is. No missions, okay. What I'll do, I'll take this back to the farm. This is my turn here. I'm going to leave that mini-map there because it's a little annoying when you press 9, make it big. You press 9 again and it removes the map, so that's a little bit of an annoying feature. I would have liked it so that it was like the old system where you push it, like you can maximize the map and then you minimize it, it doesn't just disappear off your screen. Or you could have a different keybind for that. But yeah, so I'm just going to drive them back to the farm, park the trailer up, and we'll continue on with another chore in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, throw us a like. Any feedback, much appreciated, and see you all in the next one.